All right, as we approach the 2024 national and provincial elections, the issue of service delivery becomes more pronounced despite these polls not being local government elections. Yesterday, we shone the spotlight on the challenges of the Matjhabeng Municipality in the Free State. Now, this is because Labour Union SAMWU and the mayor are at loggerheads. The union accuses Mayor Thanduxolo Khalipha of a number of things, including bullying and harassment, and wants him to be removed. Yesterday, we also talked to both parties. Now, what recourse do ordinary residents in any municipality have when service delivery is affected by stakeholders do not have or do not see eye to eye? To discuss this further, we're now joined by SALGA President Bheke Stofile. Mr. Stofile, thank you so much for your time this morning. As we look at the state of municipalities in an election year especially, I want us to start with some of the disturbing revelations that were made by the KZN SALGA chairperson, Mr. Tuli, yesterday, essentially cautioning that political killings presented as another ploy to prevent the fight against corruption at municipal level. In fact, a report commissioned last year, late last year, some 54 councillors and over 100 municipal workers were gunned down in targeted political killings in this country since 2000. So what level of engagement is being made or is happening at a national level to address some of these concerns?
Greetings to you and to your listeners, and thank you very much for having us. Yes, we have been engaging the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, and we have been engaging the Deputy President, and we have been engaging the President himself. And yesterday, in our response in the SONA statement delivered by the President on the 8th, we raised this matter. But the bigger question is that the killing of councillors, municipal officials and traditional leaders, it's a trend. And what example that we're also making is a recent development in the Johannesburg, where a chief whip for council and where the senior manager of Randwater was gunned down. And this is beginning to find attraction to communities believing that it is the right thing to do. And what we have been raising is that there are a few issues that we need to look at. One, South Africa is known to be a high moral organization or community. And these things that we are talking about, the issues of corruption, the issues of gender-based violence and many other things, they do speak to morals that have gone through the window in the political system of the country. And that is why individuals, they will group themselves, and if they want a particular service or resources from municipality, they don't fear to approach that municipality. And that is why today in South Africa we're talking about construction mafias, individuals that phone individuals about money in the municipality and so on. This to us as local government it's put strain to attract suitable, qualified political leaders and administrators into the system. And in more ways is done at the time when the country is moving towards professionalization of local government system. And there will be no professional if this matter is not addressed that will want to come and work in the municipality because he's coming to a slag pan, where he knows that he gives his life for doing the right thing. It is the right thing to give quality service to communities. It is the right thing to make sure that you protect the financial resources of the entity that we are given to manage. So that is why even in the SONA yesterday, we raised these matters to Parliament so that the Parliament must look at it.
So let's now go into, service delivery and some issues that may be hampering, delivery to communities in various municipalities across the country. And this probably is where it starts in terms of, just some of these other issues that you are talking about that we start seeing. One such municipality that is in in trouble at the moment is the Matjhabeng Municipality, in which you were a speaker. SAMWU has referred some serious concerns to COGTA of alleged financial misconduct, irregular payments, procurement of municipal fleet, etc. I mean, these matters are hampering on service delivery as we speak. What are some of the real issues here that we are seeing? And fundamentally, what recourse do communities have in this situation? And, from you as SALGA, as you play a key role.
Look, it's a good move when there is a suspicion or a belief that some malfeasance has happened in a particular entity or a municipality. To bring such issues to authorities and SAMWU to bring it to the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. SAMWU is doing the right thing. It is the right thing that when we believe that there's something that in our view is not going well, and therefore the other authority or other body should come in. But it also good to report such issues to law enforcement agencies. Because if such is happening, of course, there is many wrong things that had to do with the service delivery in our communities. Look, the big challenge that we are facing generally in the country with regard to service delivery is the manner in which we treat and approach the service delivery issues. Is the manner in which we handle matters that had to do with service delivery. For instance, now if you take a municipality in KwaZulu-Natal launching a project and awarding that project and follow a due processes and tenders and award that process and a tender to an individual, and that individual being intimidated, that tender, it mustn't go to A, but it must go to B. And it does create a very bad conditions. And that is why we are saying killing of councillors, municipal officials, and traditional leaders do facilitate a process of malfeasance and the manner in which the things are happening on the ground. With regard to individuals that are given a responsibility and they are not conducting the responsibility in a manner that befits the institutional requirement, it is the responsibility of each and every citizen that when that matter comes to their attention, to bring it to the law enforcement, to bring it to political parties. Because look, in these situations of municipalities where we are making things a little bit hard and difficult, we don't hold political parties accountable for their deployees that they deploy in municipality or in any level of government. Because individuals, they went to this level of government being sent by political parties because society in South Africa is not voting for an individual, is voting for a political party. And political party identify an individual to represent that person. Now, how do you find a dialectical engagement and relations with regard to holding the political parties accountable about the individuals that are deployed on their behalf?
And one of the key things, if we look at your key strategic role as SALGA, one being a protector, and an enforcer in terms of the rights of the local government sector, in terms of holding that accountability, as SALGA, what role then do you play, particularly as it relates to residents who are at a pivotal time in their lifespan as we, celebrate or commemorate 30 years of our freedom, but also going into a crucial election that we are told of, where there are so many issues, and you've mentioned the word malfeasance happening across the board in terms of so many municipalities. And of course, we know that the Auditor General has also been at pains, to talk about some municipalities that are struggling and cannot, keep up. So your role as SALGA, in as far as this is concerned, particularly when we speak about accountability.
Our role is to lobby, advocate, and represent the interest of municipalities. Part of lobbying to this is to amend the Auditor General's Act, so that to give Auditor Generals more on what it has become very clear and glaring that is negligent. And then Auditor General must have ability to bring those individuals to book, because there's a failure of accountability model generally in the governance structure that operates in municipalities in the country. And that is one issue, and that issue managed to pull through in Parliament, and it managed the government and everybody to accept that the Auditor General had to be given this to respond. But the second thing is to support municipalities. Part of support to municipalities, some of the things that might be happening because the individuals, they are unaware, or those that are aware, they might have been co-opted in the processes, and because of the skill lack in between. And then SALGA with other institutions train and develop the capacity or capacitate both the councillors and municipal officials so that they are aware insofar as how to handle finances that belong to committees. But the third element that we are engaged on is that how do we make citizens take ownership of their municipality, because the definition of a municipality by law is a three-legged pot: is administration, is council, is communities. And then communities they're not taking place by taking active participation in the municipal business by attending imbizos or any other meeting. How do we do better than calling imbizos and many other things, so the community can participate in the running of a municipality? That is why we are saying the step taken by some when they believe that there's something wrong, follow all due process, go and meet the MSC, raise the matters that they are worried about, that they are seeing, and that is part of participation in the business of a municipal system in the Republic. And SALGA is doing a lot of things pertaining to this. Part of it is to amend and lobby the systems, the government to amend the Systems Act so that the Systems Act does respond to challenges that are faced by municipalities.
Mr.
In
Stofile,
Parliament yesterday,
I want to squeeze this one question in, Mr. Stofile. We're running out of time very quickly. In 23, SALGA, you found that 32 of the 82 municipalities have coalition governments, including, major metros, are not performing well. As we go into this national election in 2024, how can we make, coalition governments work better? Very quickly, sir. Thanks.
The coalition government is a result of committees voting for whatever parties. What we said in Parliament yesterday, we need to find an instrument to regulate coalition. And coalition, it mustn't rob the majority of people that have voted or that have chosen a particular process. And how do you manage this? It needs a level of maturity, a political maturity amongst parties that are contesting election. And if we go to a coalition in other spheres of government, being province or national, they should have learned in local government in the fiasco that is happening in coalition around municipalities and draw lessons out of that. They should develop a process of how to manage coalition going into the future.
Mr. Stofile, thank you so much for your time. That was SALGA President Bheke Stofile. Of course, talking about a range of issues, including service delivery and the lack thereof, and of course, coalition governments and political killings at municipal level as we go into that crucial national election in 2024.